Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey Contino here from the Wildwood Video Archive. And for a while now, we've been talking to you guys about the Oceanview Motel, which is currently behind me on Rambler Avenue, even though its actual address is on Ocean Avenue. And today we are talking about the proposed renovations to this building. And the one thing you know that we're very keen on here is preserving the history. And we all understand that when it comes down to it, some history has to go, and that's where adaptive reuse comes in. But right now, what we're mostly talking about is what we can do to save a little bit of Wildwood Crest history. And that, of course, is the lobby of the Oceanview behind us. And this video, we're going to go through a lot of different things. We're going to go through the blueprints, we're going to go through what they're proposing, and then we're going to go through what we're going to talk to the City Hall about on February 15th during the Planning and Zoning meeting, and what we kind of hope will happen in the end. Anyway, before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. Now, before we really dive into anything, let's go through a little history about the Oceanview, aka the Admiral East. That's right, because originally this was the original Admiral. And then, of course, they built one across the street. But let's go ahead and dive into the history. The Oceanview Motel in Wildwood Crest opened as the Admiral Motel in the summer of 1963. It was built by Lou Morey, a contractor who designed a number of mid-century motels, including the still-standing Caribbean Motel. The building's design borrowed heavily from the futuristic airport terminal designs, and it was a prime piece of a budget-friendly space-age architecture, especially with its soaring lobby. Its roof is known as the blast-off roof and is made up of a gigantic gable whose two sides don't meet, and it's visible from blocks away. As such, it is a classic piece of 1960s Wildwood and is a rare survivor on the island once filled with similar motels, such as the Satellite Motel and the Fantasy Motel, both of which had met the wrecking ball. So as you can tell from the history, it being a mid-century motel, especially with the takeoff roof, it has a lot of historical significance, not only here in Wildwood Crest, but also in the state of New Jersey. You see, this is literally one of the last of its kind. And so when we found out that the motel was being sold and that someone wanted to come in and develop it, we want to work with the new developer to come up with a way where it's a win-win, where they can still do what they want to do with the building and make the money they want to. The city can get brand new taxables, and so that we can keep the historical significance of this lobby. Now let me go ahead and share with you what they plan on doing with this building. Now the current blueprints show that this entire building is going to get shelved, which is okay. That's adaptive reuse, completely understandable. This will become 55 units altogether. I think it's 117 right now. The blueprints also show that the lobby that has 3 units here will be demolished for a 4-story building, which will go from here all the way to the curb. And then the corner, which is only 3 stories, is going to get a 4th floor. Now I have the renderings to share with you guys what it's going to look like. I'm going to try to get in the angle of where it's taken. That way you can go ahead and look at it and compare for yourself. So here we go. That white piece with the decoration is going to be right here. So you can see that building corner, kind of like from here to there, will be that new 4th story building, and then the 4th floor up there. And for those who don't know, this parking lot actually belongs to this. So now you see what is being proposed for the building. Let's talk about what we could do to go ahead and incorporate this design into the building. Now keep in mind, we're not talking about the shell, just the lobby itself, which is this part here. So let's go inside, where it's a lot warm to talk about this. What we're going to present at the planning and zoning meeting is that the council goes ahead and asks the new owners to include the lobby in their new design. You see, looking at the property and looking at that brand new 4-story building they want to build, the parking lot that belongs to the property on the southern side of the building is just enough space to build that 4-story condo building. They could go ahead and raise it up 1 story to include parking underneath of it. By doing that, they will be able to go ahead and have the required parking spaces that you need for a condo that big. Now you're probably saying to yourself, but wait a minute, what are they going to do with the actual lobby? Well, there's so many things you can do with that lobby after you fix it up. It could be a spa, it could be a lobby, a game room, a common room. There's so many things that they can do, and to be honest with you, if they're saving the building, they can kind of do with it as they want, as long as it does keep the architecture, as what keeps it Doo-Wop. Now, another thing to think about is the fundraising and the money that it's going to cost to go ahead and save that lobby. Well, I understand it's going to be a little bit costly, but there is some good news for the owner of the property. You see, historian Taylor Henry and Jackson Bates wrote to the DEP, New Jersey's DEP, to go ahead and nominate the lobby in the building for landmark status. If approved for landmark status, it will open the door to hundreds of thousands of dollars in grant fundraising and the new state historic tax credit, which then combined with the national credit can cover up to 70% of the renovations that maintain historic buildings such as the roof repair they need to fix. So there are ways to fund it if approved, and there is definitely a way to save it. So now the question is, how can you, the viewer, Wildwood lover, help in this project? The biggest thing needed is public support. You see, without public support and without you guys telling them, hey look, we want this, it kind of looks like no one really would actually move forward on a project because they're like, oh, well, the public really doesn't mind that much. But if you make some noise, guess what? Then things get moving. And I understand that not everyone can make it to the meeting. So there are a few other ways you can help out. The first one is a letter. We have a letter that you can download, sign, and then mail in the City Hall. This letter, which you can download and sign, which is going to be located in the description of this video or in the Wildwood Video Archive, asks the city to have the new owners include the lobby into their new design. Now, my whole thing is that it's all about visual presentation. If City Hall were to receive a couple hundred letters saying that we want to keep this lobby, well, public opinion says, hey, we need to keep this. Well, maybe the board will go ahead and move forward with keeping it. At that meeting, we will also have pictures and illustrations from what it would look like from our design point of view with the lobby being there and the building moved. I'll have those photos for you guys later on, probably, I'll say early February. Now, the next thing you could do to help us is share this video. Share it on Facebook, email, call your best friend and say, you know what? You gotta check out this video because once again, public opinion and comment is extremely important for projects like this. And we don't want someone to turn around and say, well, if I only knew about this, I could have helped out in some kind of way. So those are the ways you can help out, and I'm sure you can come up with plenty more. But with your help, we can save some Wildwood Crest history for future generations. So there you guys go. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you agree with us? Do you think that this should be incorporated into the design of the brand new project here because it is history here in Wildwood Crest? Let me know in the comment section. But I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. A special thank you out to my Patreons on patreon.com. You too can support this channel and have your name at the end of the video. All you have to do is click the links in the description below. Anyway, I'm Joey. Stay safe and sound, and as always, I'll see you on the beach. See you later. Bye.